Tiegreen has written some of the best devotionals I've had as a part of my life, and I'm indebted to his keen insight for practical Christian living. So often when I'm speaking to a group or dealing with something, God will use a word from one of Tiegreen's devotionals to confirm or underscore a message I am giving or receiving personally. This happened when I was given the vision for Shift by Summer and realized the work and push it would involve. Right around that time, the Lord once again used a word from my devotional to confirm, yes, I am wanting you to do this. So I thought I would share a bit of it with you. Just when I needed a boost, the devotional for that day was entitled, A Kingdom Mind. Here's what it said. If we're going to see with kingdom vision, we will have to retrain our minds. Our thought patterns, after all, have been shaped by worldly ways and negative influences from day one. We've been well trained in flawed relational dynamics, distorted perceptions, and degrading earthly values. We need to learn new patterns, and they won't come easily. Listen. Like water flowing down a mountainside, our habitual thoughts have dug deep trenches in our brains, and neurologists have confirmed how difficult it can be to establish new pathways. We will have to insist again and again and again on godly ways of thinking. He continues, if you want to radically reorient your life, insist on this process of change. Give your mind permission to think outside of its limited, negative, earthbound ways. Those thoughts no longer serve you well. A kingdom mind will change you forever. He also says, when writing about Romans 12:2, our central verse for Shift, that your mind is sacred space. When we consider all that we have learned about the gift of our minds, we can see how our minds are sacred spaces indeed. So just hold that thought for a moment. Your mind is so important that it is sacred, of the highest value, holy. So let's be kind, gracious, loving, and in awe of what is holy in that personal sacred space, your mind. Can we spend a moment ending with our central verse as I read it over in a couple of different translations? The version we've referenced often, the NIV, is do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The NLT says, let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. It's amazing. The CEV says, don't be like the people of this world, but let God change the way you think. The Good News says, do not conform yourselves to the standards of this world, but let God transform you inwardly by a complete change of your mind. And translation from Aramaic says, do not imitate this world, but be transformed by the renovation of your minds. The renovation of your minds. You and I are under renovation indeed, so let's keep renovating. Splendid shifters.